Live from Uvalde, Texas, the crossroads of Texas and America. Texas Country at the Crossroads with Robert Miguel.
All right, we are live at the Uvalde Grand Opera House. I'm Robert Miguel, and I've got a special guest here, Sierra Dawn. Y'all make noise. Hey, Sierra's here. So we're doing Texas Country at the Crossroads. This is our kind of our Texas Country Red Dirt Americana showcase. We try to do it every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. right here, live at the upstairs White Room of the Uvalde Grand Opera House. This is the second oldest functioning opera house in the great state of Texas. Been around since 1891, and we are proud as punch of it. And we got Sierra here. How you doing, ma'am?
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you, guys. Where did you drive in from? You guys came all the way
from Corpus. Yeah, right, from Corpus Christi.
So you're from Corpus Christi, born and raised, I guess?
No, I was actually born in Fort Worth area.
Fort Worth, okay, cool.
We've been there long enough that's home now.
Right,
yeah.
Sure. All right, yeah. So I was born and raised here in Uvalde, and I spent most of my formative and adult years in the DFW Metroplex. So I'm an urban kid. So.
Okay, well, I was born in Arlington.
Okay, so see, them are fighting words. See, I
know. I gotta be careful.
Like mid-city, like kings and kings fighting. Once y'all stole the Cowboys, that was the last straw. Matter of fact, for those of you who might remember, I think yesterday or the day before, this week was like the anniversary of the day they blew up the old Texas Stadium in Irving. I remember there, me and my buddies got together.
My mom's going to get sad. Don't tell her.
That's good. Then she's a good person. Yeah. She's a great person because me and my buddies, a lot of memories there. Matter of fact, that's how old I am. I graduated on the 50-yard line of the Texas Stadium. Big blue star.
That's insane,
I went to Irving High School.
I bet that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was great memory, great photos. So, but it's gone now, so a little piece of me died. But we got in the back of a pickup truck with a big cooler of beer and just listened to a bunch of music that we grew up on and watched that thing go down. So. Anyway, thank you, Arlington. Appreciate that, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for destroying the one bit of like tourism income that Irving had. But that's so Arlington kid, and then now you're in Corpus. So
I am.
That's a trade up.
Sir.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. No, I love Corpus. It's very different. No, it's very different. You have the whole island lifestyle. Everything slows down. We have no traffic, no rush hour, no nothing. It's like the worst is I live on the island, so it's about like 15 minutes from like in town or mainland, as you want to call it. And so that's about as bad as it gets, and we complain when we have to go OTB, like over the bridge, to get anything.
OTB,
we finally, we finally got a...
Y'all are so lazy, you got an acronym for over the bridge.
Really? We finally got a grocery store on the island, which was the best thing ever, because now we seriously have no reason to leave. So it's like I live 30 seconds from the beach, I can walk there, and I'm good, right?
So those of us that are that way because of the pandemic, y'all were already like that before.
Yeah, nothing.
Y'all didn't want to leave the house anyway.
Yeah, we weren't really going anywhere.
Bunch of hippies. Anyway, this is coming
You're
from
not
a real
wrong.
hippie.
You're not wrong.
So Sierra Dawn is here, and I'm already liking you already. You're energetic,
thank you.
Good, you're getting right into it, so I like that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you guys kind of have a beachy thing going on. You look like a good party family. So you got your family. Tell me who's in the room with you right now.
Oh, God. Okay. My mother and my father came with me, Carl and Sherry, and then my boyfriend Brian.
All right, very good. So you got nothing bad's gonna happen to you.
Oh no!
This is not a Liam Neeson movie waiting to happen.
No.
So very good. Yeah, your dad looks tough too.
Yeah,
that's good.
I got the height genes too in the family. So like, especially growing up in Corpus, like I was taller than right. Trying to like date in like high school was nightmare.
Yeah,
I was taller than everybody, and it's like. I learned to love it, though. I appreciate it.
So I've got a short gene, and it's very dominant. But
very dominant.
But I've got a 14-year-old daughter who's like takes after her mom, and she's taller. And same thing, man. I felt bad for her all her life. I'm like she just towers over all that, especially the boys.
She'll learn to love it.
Yeah, no, she does.
Oh,
She's kind of a bit of an arrogance about it now.
Oh, yeah. She loves it a little too much.
Yeah,
You're like,
a little too
comfortable
in that long skin.
Yeah.
But, so I hear where you're going. And then it was funny when she got taller than me, I always knew it was going to happen. It happened when she turned around 11.
You're like just holding her head down. You're like,
yeah, I'm
no,
just like,
okay.
no, hug her. No, I can reach up and hug her.
Yeah.
Like, oh. It ain't that bad, but it's close. But yeah, that's good stuff. It is a weird feeling though whenever your kids kind of outgrow you in a weird way. I don't think you have that problem with these guys.
My little brother is he's pretty tall, but he's still in the growing up, not out phase. Still, so yeah.
Still got to realize that potential.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. Well, you've got your guitar, and from what I understand, you haven't really recorded any real like. Do you have any?
I mean, so I
don't have anything to play for you.
No, no, you're good. I'm recently kind of learning to produce my own music, so I didn't want to rush and put anything out.
That's smart. Yeah.
But I write.
Some people are way too willing to put their art out there, and it's like, buddy, drawing board. Yeah.
And to me too, it's when you put music out, like you want that to be the full reflection of the thought that you had when you were making it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to. Even I finish something completely, and I'll listen to it like a month later. I'm like, oh, I should add this, or like, oh, I can change this. You know what I mean? So like, but I think honestly though, even if you ask Paul McCartney, anybody
he'll still say
that.
the same thing.
A song is never finished, and every time you play it live, it changes. It's not going to be the same every time. So it's hard for me to get past the point where I'm like, okay, it's done. It's the way that I want it to be. I'm okay with it. Now let's put it out and see what happens. But I've been really busy with school too. So my goal is just to graduate and then work on recording and everything.
Well, good. Yeah, not getting ahead of yourself. That's good stuff. Yeah. So you got your guitar. So I imagine we're going to be able to get a live performance out of you, which will kind of give us a good testament as to what you're about. I guess we literally just kind of walked in and got settled in on the air right when the show started. So I'm going to go and play a song, and we'll give you guys a minute to get some water or a soda, whatever you guys want to get in you, and then we'll come back and talk more, okay?
Y'all stick around.
Again, this is Texas Country at the Crossroads. We are live at the Uvalde Grand Opera House. A little bit later in the program, we'll talk to Caitlin and Camille about the upcoming events here at the theater. But right now, let's do that latest thing from Josh Ward. This one's called A Cowboy Can. It's live, recorded at Billy Bob's in Arlington, I do believe. So that's full circle there. This is UvaldeRadio.net.
Not many folks can talk this talk, let alone show up and walk the walk. Grab a hold of that rope with a hand in your hair, or strap a guitar on home. Most folks jump off when times get tough, but you don't get this way from backing up. Not everyone can hang on tight, but a cowboy can. A cowboy can, a real cowboy will. Turn his collar up high, with his back to the wind, and sling that saddle on again. Nights get cold, the highway never ends. Not many folks could live this life, but a cowboy can. I wouldn't wish this on a faint of heart, 'cause I know it ain't for everyone. Most folks might try to look the part, but we don't do this just for fun. It's every part of who I am. I've got no quit running through my veins. It ain't an easy way to make a buck, but at the end of the day, a cowboy can, a real cowboy will. Turn his collar up high, with his back to the wind, and slang that saddle on again. Nights get cold, and the highway never ends. Not many folks can live this life, but a cowboy can. Play it pretty for 'em, boys. cowboy buddies, y'all.
Live from Uvalde, Texas, the crossroads of Texas and America. Texas Country at the Crossroads with Robert Miguel.
A DJ, I like to hear my name, okay? Sorry. Josh Ward at Cowboy Ken. Love that record. Good stuff. Again, I am Robert Miguel. We are live at the Uvalde Grand Opera House, upstairs in the beautiful white room overlooking beautiful downtown Uvalde, right there in the plaza. We've got Sierra Dawn in from Corpus Christi. Just kind of made it in. You guys are kind of set up in Concan right now, right?
Yes, yeah.
So tell me how the trip was from Corpus to Uvalde County, and how are the digs at the, I know you guys are set up with the Hill Country River Region office.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody good?
Yeah, well, I was asleep for most of the way here.
Rock star much?
Yeah, I don't sleep. I like to stay up.
We know who the
later.
talent is in this family.
No,
right?
no. Look, my dad is a night owl. I'm very much a night owl, and I feel like artistically speaking, most musicians thrive in the late hours of the evening.
Sure, I'll get.
So so I didn't sleep at all last night, and I got in the car and I drove like maybe an hour. We hit a gas station, and Brian was like, I'm gonna go get a Red Bull, and I was like, okay, and I put the gas in the car or whatever, and I snuck over to the passenger seat. I was like, okay, and I passed out. But the apartment's really great. Y'all set up for us, and I'm really excited because it's so cute out there.
Road life is so hard, apparently.
I know.
It's crazy.
I live such a difficult life.
It's like more like a Rolling Stone kind of story, but it didn't really work out. But it's okay. It's time to work on that. You travel with your parents, so I'm imagining, Dad driving all day and night, Mom picking all the brown M&Ms out of the bag, and then your boyfriend, making sure you've got water bottles and
we
trail mix.
We went up separately. They came up later than us, so we went in separate cars. But yeah.
So as far as the traveling, the view, where you sleep most, did y'all get any good? Seeing
I
Hill
saw
Country?
a bison.
Oh yeah.
On the way, okay, never seen one in my life. Look, I've seen lots of animals, okay? I get out. I do leave my house sometimes, but I've never seen, I do go OTB, okay? But we saw one on the way here, and I was so excited. So my birthday is next week, and Brian and I are going to Yellowstone, and cool. I'm so pumped, because I've never seen a bison. That was the thing I was most excited about. And we're driving here, it's like maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and he like screams. He's like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "What's going on?" I sit up, I'm reclined, I'm just chilling on the road, and he sits up. He's like, "There's a bison," and I was like, "Where?" We're freaking out, because I've never seen one, and they're so neat. So. Was the funny.
The reaction. I mean, like in the news this week, there was like UFOs, pyramid-shaped UFOs.
Yeah.
You saw a bison, but
I was like, because they're so big and interesting creatures, and I have never seen one.
So like I told you guys in between the songs, I was born and raised here, and I was in DFW, so kind of a city kid for most of my life, adulthood, and moved back here to Uvalde about 3 years ago. And never actually was born and raised here, but never lived here as an adult. So, of course, growing up somewhere is completely different than having a house and paying bills and working someplace. So I got a really quick rundown of what small town life was like. And I remember dropping my kid off at school, and seeing like 4 deer like in the football field. Practice field.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, there's deer, and that's something I'd never seen before as an adult. So it's like, and then they're in the streets. I mean, it's like you expect to see them like on the highways, but in like city limits,
little dum-dums
right next to the pavement. I'm like, wow,
excuse me, you're not supposed to be here.
So I was like, oh my gosh, it's a deer! Not unlike you. So I totally feel you.
I'd be like, oh, another deer,
So Sierra, let's go ahead and go to the very beginning. Without divulging your age, it's obvious you're a young lady, so you're traveling with your family and whatnot. So how often do you get away from Corpus? Do you do a lot of traveling?
This month, quite a lot, but I mean, honestly, it's been kind of difficult to gauge that because
obviously,
of COVID.
We've got COVID too,
yeah. So, but normally I love traveling, so I like booking gigs in other places. I'm gonna try and reach out, maybe get Austin and San Antonio, just because it's nice, if you play a lot of gigs in one place all the time, it's sometimes, you're kind of limiting your horizons. I don't know how your potential, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
and then you're going to oversaturate your stay.
Exactly.
We don't go too often in the same places.
Right.
And that's growth. And it's good to get, input from other places too. I mean, there might be a place where they receive you very well, and there might be other places where you got to work a little harder.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
I think when you stay local, especially, and you know people and they're your friends, there are artists that suck, but they have a lot of family and friends show up at their gigs.
Right.
You know,
They
so
get a lot of support.
It's a good way to get out there and find people who aren't committed to making you feel good or have to worry about you.
Right. Like some like valid, some actual like real validation.
Right.
A little bit. Yeah.
Because everybody's gonna love Sierra. Meow.
Yeah.
She can sing. She has a guitar. No. So we all know you're very talented. So what's your overall? I guess dream here. Are you looking to do this full time? Is this something you're just kind of doing right now because you can? I mean,
well, honestly, it started out as, this is how I can pay for my college.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you graduate high school or you're kind of getting into like your junior and senior year and you're like, this is getting really expensive. You don't really think about tuition and costs and all of that. And then, so I was like playing gigs and starting up, when I turned 16, I got a job and I was working 3 jobs and doing gigs during the week and on the weekend. And I was dying inside. My soul was gone, but saving money for college and stuff. And then I really started picking up gigs and I was like, like people are enjoying when I go and play at these places. And like, I'm kind of starting to develop a little bit of a fan base. And I was like, okay, so like one by one, I slowly dropped my jobs as I started to get more comfortable, like relying on the stability for like music,
right, sure.
Which was really scary when COVID hit. But, so that was really interesting.
And the irony has not escaped me that honestly, most musicians drop out of college to become musicians.
Right.
And you're kind of actually
my whole thing, I was like, look,
using your gigs to maintain
exactly
your school, which is really
admirable. And like doing that too. I don't have any student loans. I've been trying to really. I'm paying my way through it. So I graduate very soon. I'm really excited.
So what is your course of study? What do you?
I'm business.
Okay,
I'm doing business admin and then like a minor in marketing. So. Which is actually going to be super helpful for the music industry too. So,
well, you guys seem to have your marketing pretty buttoned up and solid for what you do, so that makes total sense. That's mom over there, right?
Mom helps out quite a lot.
Mastermind,
yes,
the puppet master.
Yeah, well, she's a great graphic designer too, so I got the hook up there.
Yeah, you guys have great work, absolutely.
Yeah.
So kudos to Mom and everybody. You obviously got a great support team here. So as a young lady or a girl, I'm sure did you come from is this a musical family we have here in the room, or are you the musician of the family? If they can't hear a tune, you say it right here, right now.
Well, my mother has no rhythm, and my dad has a nice voice. He's but never really practiced enough to put it. Yeah. Gotcha. Didn't really pursue it, but really, I mean, there's talent. My little brother is great. He's learning. He's teaching himself how to play guitar the same way I did, and hopefully soon he's going to be really comfortable when I take breaks at my gigs. I'm going to have him come in and play during my breaks so that he can get more comfortable being on stage, being in front of people. So yeah, I guess my brother and I are very, and my older brother too.
So what was that? I guess if you can recall one, I feel like there should be maybe a moment where you go, okay, this goes from just I can play the guitar and sing and people kind of like it, to going, okay, I'm going to pursue this and make a website and try to record stuff and legitimately play in clubs or venues and whatnot. What was that deciding factor?
Honestly, it was kind of. Actually, was the point really when I was in the middle of working those 3. I was working 2 full-time jobs and 1 part-time job, all at the same time. And it was kind of the point where I was so burned out with that. Yeah. And it was, and I was overdoing it. You know what I mean? I wanted to have all this money so that I could go out and eat dinner with my friends and, and pay for everything at the same time and have gas money.
How dare you be a female teenager?
No, and I wanted to go get my nails done and have gas money to go drive to who knows where, And I was in the middle of that, and I was like, I'm super ADHD. I have a hard time sitting down in one place for a long period of time. Like, it's like working, like sitting at a desk or like focusing on the same task for such an extremely long time is really difficult for me.
Okay.
So I think that was like a big part. And then as I kept playing gigs and I became more confident in myself too, I was like, I really enjoy doing this. Like, I really enjoy being here. I love people regardless. So I used to be a barista. I love being a barista. Gotcha. But like anything where I'm interacting with people, I'm streaming, it's like, I love it.
And the scenery changes.
Yeah.
Every gig, every show, every place you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a new atmosphere. And I thrive off of like the feeling of a new atmosphere.
Your creativity, the creative side of you is always
going
to be engaged. So yeah, very cool. So I guess at what age did that kind of start happening for you?
What do you think, like 12?
Wow.
12, yeah. 12, and I think I really hit 12. I was just singing. And then around 15 or 16, I really started to pick up the guitar, and I just like taught myself how to play that.
So as far as the parents go, did they help push you into this a little bit? Were they resistant? Did you have to? What was that? What was that band / family meeting like? Did you guys have to put together a game plan?
I wouldn't. It was kind of like a snowball. Honest, I don't know how to explain that, but. They're very supportive in anything I choose to do. So whatever path I decide to end up going in life, if it's not music, they're going to support me 100%.
Like I said, hippies?
Yeah. We just want you to be happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so they're great. And I actually started out, I did the Little Miss of Texas competition and won the talent portion, just saying, like, pulled it out of the hat last minute, and it ended up being really, really good. And so they're like,
And as a parent, those things are infectious.
Oh.
Because once you win a trophy or get a prize or something like that, and you're like, here, do this. You're going on stage again.
Yeah,
do it again.
Exactly. Yeah. And as much as I started loving it, they started falling in love with watching me go and get super nervous beforehand, and then go and like do really well, and then throw up in the car on the way home. You know what I mean? like they it was like the energy. Everybody was really enjoying.
Was you throwing up or your dad?
Me.
Okay,
Yeah.
Make sure.
Yeah, that's like I do really well under pressure, and then I react to all of my nerves afterwards. So on the way home from the pageant, we were in the car. I was like, Mom, I don't feel good. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And we pulled over, and I puked everywhere on the side of the highway. But I was 10.
But you won.
I was like, yeah, I did. I won. That's what matters.
Worth it.
And I'm so extremely competitive too. So it was a great feeling.
So now, does that happen often now, or that's just kind
winning?
Winning at painting.
Well, since I've aged, there's taxes and everything in life now. Winning seems to be going down a little bit, but no. I don't know. Everything seems to be going better. I'm really pushing towards music. I got the chance to take an elective for my degree, and I got to take a music production class. So I'm already ahead of the class,
right.
but it's really fun to be able to have a chance to just link up with like-minded people and have like a creative bubble. I'm not sure.
Well, again, we're talking to Sierra Dawn. She's in from Corpus Christi. We're live at the Uvalde Grand Opera House. Do not forget, if you don't already know, if you're here in town, Sierra is performing tonight at Broadway 830, which is like literally like one block to my left. Right across the street, walking distance in beautiful downtown Uvalde, 100 East Main Street. Go to Broadway830.com or UvaldeRadio.net for details on that. But it's going to be 7 to 10 p.m. tonight. Get yourself a really delicious artisan pizza or a cold craft beer or both and enjoy some music. And then you're going to be in Concan tomorrow. Was it 5 to 8 or what did we say? Is it 4 to 7, 4 to 8 or 5 to 8?
I think it's 4 to 8.
I think it's 4 to 7. Or
4 to 7. It's 4 to 7.
I think they keep changing the time. But that's going to be at Hippies, Gypsies, and Hops.
I can't. I have such a hard time saying that.
Yeah, I don't like saying it. It's not fun. And that's
so
why I said it with a question mark.
Hippies,
Gypsies, and Hops. In Concan, that's a relatively new place, but apparently those are really great people over there, so shout out to Sherry. They've got you there tomorrow afternoon. So doing a weekend in Uvalde County, which is really cool. So thank you guys for making the trip down for that. So we talked about kind of your, I guess, what got you in the business. Now let's go ahead and talk about musically your style, your influences. Where did that come from? Is that just from the music you grew up listening to with mom and dad, or did you just discover old records from a crazy uncle, or what?
I have lots of uncles. No, so honestly, I feel like when I was younger,
the wrong answer is Taylor Swift, by the way.
Yeah. So
no, it's okay. You do. I'm just joking.
No. I went through phases with my music, right? I started with like indie-tronica, which is this really like out there kind of EDM style and super intricate parts. So I love kind of busy music where there's a lot going on, so where I can decipher it. Every time I listen to it, I hear a different part. And then I went from that to classic rock. And I had my Led Zeppelin moment, and which was amazing because you get such good influence from different musicians and singers and different styles. And then from there, I kind of moved to, I got a little bit into pop, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, you know? And then from there, I went to country, and I had, like, the really long country phase, and I really like that. But my style, I pull from everything, honestly. Like, it's, you know, folk, country, pop, you know, I feel like there's a way you can mix all of that into your stuff.
Well, especially your generation, whereas I think that people like me and maybe even your parents, you know, there was a time when radio was what we had, and we had formats. And if you listen to country, you listen to country. If you listen to rock, you listen to rock. If you listen to pop, you listen to pop. And there wasn't a lot of genre mixing. And then, you know, Pandora and Spotify came around, and it became okay to listen to AC/DC next to Lady Gaga. You know, which is actually very much what we do at UvaldeRadio.net, which I'm very proud to say.
Love that.
With some Texas country mixed in there too. So yeah, it is a great era for musicians that don't want to be labeled or put in a corner.
That's such a good point, because every time I do kind of like an interview or somebody asks, you know, like a newspaper article or something, they're like, oh, well, what genre are you? What style are you? And I'm like, it's like the most nervous question somebody could ask me. It's so loaded, because I'm like, if I say this, am I stuck in that? You know what I mean? Because like my style is just whatever I'm feeling. You know what I mean? I can be in the mood to scream and play, you know, anything classic rock, just have a good time, you know, enjoy the 60s, 70s, have a good day. But then sometimes I want to listen to, you know, rap, or like go to the gym and turn on some screamo and be angry at the world, you know. It's
screamo.
Like,
I haven't heard that word in about 10 years. That's awesome. Screamo. Let's bring that back.
Like punk rock. I don't know. You know, it's like, it's good to listen to everything and to not limit yourself, because artistically then when you get in that creative space where you're writing music or you're producing something, you have all these different types of sounds and ideas that pop into your head the whole time, which makes for really unique music. Yeah. And you see that from like modern artists like Post Malone. It's a really good example. He's actually coming out with a country album, which is
nobody
super.
Wants to hear that. I mean, people will buy it. But nobody,
I think it might be really
we learned
good.
our lessons in music. You know, Garth Brooks tried to do what he thought was a rock record, and it wasn't.
Right.
It was just a bad Garth record. But, you know, that said, I really appreciate what you're saying. However, you know, I do think people do need categories to a certain extent.
Oh, yeah. You need to have,
you're
like...
a product, people need to know what they're getting.
Right, exactly.
And when you flip it on them a little bit, you can't be upset or surprised when they don't respond. Like, you take, case in point, the band Perry, who I don't know if you caught up with what they're doing lately. It's nothing like what they're known for doing, and it's not working out for them, you know. So, you know, there's something to be said about giving people kind of what they want or expect, but you got to dictate that on your own terms, you know.
Right. Yeah, and I think, you know, especially when you're first starting out as an artist, it's really important to have your goal in mind, like your main goal, because you don't want to accidentally.
Exactly.
If you
accidentally keep saying Americana in every interview, and then all of a sudden that's the only play people that are playing your record.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's cool too if
and
you.
You're young enough to.
Yeah. Well, and if you build the type of fan base and you build the action and intention behind how people are listening to your music, a lot of the times they'll be willing to move around with you through different genres too. So it's really, I'm researching. I'm looking into it. It's really interesting.
You're thinking about it, which is good. You know, being thoughtful about this whole thing is key as well. So again, we're talking to Sierra Dawn here. She's performing tonight at Broadway A30 tomorrow in Con-Can. Go ahead and give us, for anybody who has to tune out anytime soon, go ahead and give us all your socials and media. Stuff.
So my website is sierradawnmusic.com. My Instagram and Facebook are sierradawnmusic.tx. And I think that's it. If you want to book me for a gig, if you want to come say hi and be friends, you can do so through my website or Facebook. Shoot me a message. We're super responsive. So
very good. Okay.
Yes,
So we're going to play a song, and maybe we'll give you a chance to get your guitar out, and we'll come back and have you perform a little tune and tell us about it, what you're going to do, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to do some Bree Bagwell, because I just love her to death. This one's called Cheat on Me. This is Texas Country at the Crossroads. We're live at the Grand Opera House here on UvaldeRadio.net.
I wish you would cheat on me. I wish I could catch you in a lie. I wish you would call me up and let me down and listen to me cry. I wish you would break my heart. I wish you could look me in the eye and tell me there's another
from Uvalde, Texas, the crossroads of Texas and America. Texas Country at the Crossroads with Robert Miguel.
Well, that's right. We're live at the Uvalde Grand Opera House. Sierra Dawn is next. One more time. Let's make some noise. It's good to have a studio audience here. She brought the family, so that's good. And again, we are excited about a big show tonight. Sierra Dawn performing at Broadway 830 on 100 East Main. Right across the street from here, right behind the courthouse. Y'all know where that is. And then tomorrow in Concan at Hippies, Gypsies, and Hops. So that's going to be an afternoon show. Find details online, probably on her website, as well as uvalderadio.net. So, Sierra, you got your guitar. You all tuned up? Everything good?
I do. I am.
So, yes. All right. So we're excited. You're going to do a little song for us. What are you going to do? An original, a cover?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I'll do an original.
Excellent. Good. We like to hear that.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce it and tell us what it's about first, and then.
Okay. Well, this is, pretty much the first song I ever wrote. It's I think probably the favorite of everybody. Don't look so excited.
the first one, she knocks it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, I wrote it when I was 10, and it's really interesting because when you listen to the words, you're like, this is not something a 10-year-old should understand, as far as experiences in life goes and everything. But a lot of times when you write music and stuff, you get your inspiration from other songs or movies or just a feeling that you can, if you're empathetic, you can tell that somebody else is feeling that, and then I think that's where I went with that. So it is a very interesting song. Definitely make sure you're listening to the lyrics when you're listening.
Okay,
but
very good.
But it's I really love it. It's a good song. It's called Swamp of Lies. So
all right, well check it out. This is Sierra Dawn live on uvalderadio.net.
I got home from work today, all happy and ready to say some things I had on my mind. Then I ran right out of time when that girl came out of my room, laughing and smelling like sweet perfume. What did you think I assumed? All I could think of was your pending doom. You mean there's some lies? I'm over here stacking all these flies, and you didn't tell the truth, and I believe us got blood on our boots. Yeah. No. You are like the Amazons, whistling and turning girls on. You don't know where to draw the line. I'll draw it right here, real clear, real fine. You and me, this swamp of lies. I'm over here smacking all these flies, and you didn't tell the truth, and I believe us got blood on our boots. What you say is great in every way, change your story each day. You said you didn't know what to do, baby, what the hell did you get me into? Cause she's mad at me and I'm mad at you, we're both infuriated with the truth. You're bleeding to me and you're lying to her. We both know you're looking up that other girl's skirt, and you and me in this swamp of lies. I'm over here smacking all these flies, and you didn't tell the truth, and I believe us got one on our boots. You and me in this swamp of lies. I'm over here smacking all these flies, and you didn't tell the truth, and I believe us got one on our boots.
Very nice. A nice PG-13 song from a 10-year-old. I like that.
love that for me.
That's very, very developed. That came out of your brain
Isn't
at 10.
that interesting?
Yeah,
I'm wondering. I'm sitting here thinking. I'm like, was I okay? Was I all right? But yeah, I think I was just,
What? The best musicians and artists are always a little tortured and wrong, right?
Oh, yeah.
A little crazy. So.
If otherwise, why would I not want to be? I'd be kind of boring. You know what I mean?
Sure,
You gotta be a little kooky sometimes. So.
Nobody wants to get their music from accountants. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Putting that out there. So again, that was Sierra Dawn live here at uvalderadio.net. Great song, beautiful voice, and you're capable at the guitar. So good stuff.
Thank you.
So man, as far as again, that's for being written at 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty mature content.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you, especially I guess in your current songwriting, what kind of, where thematically, do you live a certain place, or is it just kind of all over the map? Where do you get inspired lyrically?
It's everything, honestly. It's a lot of it is based off of, I've had some more time to gather life experience than when I was 10. Yeah. So it comes from that. It comes from a lot of times my friends' experiences. Like, if one of my girlfriends goes through like a rough breakup, I'm like, all right, we're making a song right now. You don't need him. It's all good.
I can see her at a girls' night out. All right, who's having a breakup?
Yeah.
I need some inspiration.
I need somebody to cry. Like,
if everything's fine, you need to screw it up right now.
Yeah.
Stab, break that boy's heart.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just that, or if I watch a movie with some kind of situation or scenario that I think is really interesting, I'll like kind of write based off of that, or it's a little bit of everything.
So give me an example of like maybe one of the easiest songs you wrote that just kind of boom fell out, or an example of a really hard one that maybe it took a while to develop and you had to keep coming back to it.
Yeah. Let me think.
Do you have like a lot of songs?
I have a good amount. I'm trying to think. Actually, the most I don't think they're listening, so it's fine. The easiest song to write was actually one of the most recent ones. Because I, especially being so ADHD, the good thing is when I get focused on something, I'm like hyper focused. You're not peeling me off of it. I'm doing it until I'm done. And one of my best friend and actually two of my friends at the same time both ended up going through a breakup, and I was like, oh, good opportunity. I want to make them feel better. I want to have something that they can listen to that they can know is personal, but is also broad enough that it can be listened to by anybody and they can feel it as well. And that was a really fun kind of like a how do I say this? Like a bad A song, It's really fun, and it's
like
just
like a bratty, angry, breakup song,
it's kind of it's not even like a breakup song. Like the way I wrote it, I did it's like happy, and it has like a really like a high tempo, and it's got these kind of like I don't need you,
Right.
I just like I have myself and that's all I need. And like the first time he heard it, he was severely concerned. My boyfriend was like, because he didn't know I wrote it about that. Right, he was like, it's because the song is titled "All That I Need," and it's like, oh, I don't give a damn about you. I just need myself. And like, and he was
She's going to Avril Lavigne.
Yeah,
you were like wife beaters.
And he was listening to it in the car, and I was so proud of it. I was so excited to show him. I'd done it like in a night. I produced the whole thing, got it all done. And we're sitting in the car, and I was like, oh, you want to hear this? Haven't slept. Bags under my eyes. I'm like cracked off of caffeine and Starbucks and all that. And we're sitting in the car, and I'm like hyped up. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. Ready? Boop, press play. And he's sitting there, and I'm just watching his eyes just slowly widen. And I'm like, what is this guy's deal? Like, I thought he would like this. And we get like halfway through the chorus, and he just like hits pause on it, and he's like, is there something you want to tell me? And I
love you, man. You're awesome.
I was like, what are you talking about?
You should have said, I just did.
Yeah. I should have like, so are you not getting the hint? Like, do I need to like write you a little?
He thought he was being T-swifted.
Yeah, no, that would have been immaculate. No. So once I explained it, he was like, why did you write that? What is that about? Like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, well, let me go into the detail a little bit more with you. And because that was like really close to when we first started dating, and he didn't really understand like my writing style and how I write my music. So he just, being an outside person, not really involved in the music industry, was like just thinking, oh, musicians only write based off of their own experiences and what they're feeling at the moment. And
it's all face value.
Oh yeah. And he was like, oh, I thought we were good. I thought everything was going fine.
Baby, what I got to do?
Yeah.
Wait, I bet you got flowers and all kinds of good stuff.
Once I explained it, he was fine, Yeah, he is still here.
So that reminds me of a story. When I was like a kid, I went through like a weird like phase where I was reading like a lot of poetry and some dark stuff and listening to like some metal and whatnot. And I wrote this really, what I thought was a great poem. It was called Death, and it was about death and stuff beyond the grave. And my parents did not get a call from the counselor. You know what I mean? And they were like, look, on this website. This is great work. It's great poetry.
It's really beautiful. Super
but
deep.
we're wondering if your son is having some. I'm like, no, man. I was just, it's just a thing.
It's
I'm feeling it just because I'm.
It's not a phase, Mom.
It's a line, man. I'm just gonna go for a thing,
Yeah.
So I feel you. It is weird, and it shows you you've got a good. Squad around you when they're like, hey, when they can say, hey, you all right?
Yeah.
That's a little dark.
Better to have people ask and notice than like not say anything at all. So
yeah, because the signs were there. So we'll give me an example of like one maybe that you had to really pull out, or I'm sure that you start one, you put it away for a while, come back to it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, my ADD could never let me just do that many songs all at once. Yeah, I honestly will just start stuff, and if I'm laying in bed and I'm trying to go to sleep and I'm just scrolling through the internets, sometimes I'll think of a tune and I'll get up and I'll get into my like little studio space or whatever, and I'll put some stuff down on some tracks, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm tired, I'm bored, I'm going to sleep, So I'd have to say I actually wrote, oh my gosh, let me think. The one that took the longest probably was one that I actually wrote for him for his birthday, probably. And that took so long.
But you got him a real gift too, right?
Yeah. No. I took him to San Antonio. He'd never been to the Riverwalk and everything. So I showed him all that. He's good. We're good. Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's so different when you're like writing a song about someone or for someone or something. Sure. Because you want it to be perfect.
It is a gift.
It is, yeah. So I was like sitting there and I was like, oh, I don't like that word. There's a better word. And I'd sit and I'd go on like a thesaurus. And I'd sit there and I'm like, surely this shouldn't be as difficult as it actually is, and.
That's true love when you overthink.
Yeah.
Anytime that you got to get out a thesaurus. For your boyfriend.
Is it bad? I thoroughly enjoy a thesaurus, like a good thick thesaurus. Like
old school book thesaurus.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, that was a joke. No, I haven't.
Do they still make those?
I have no idea.
Do they still have bookstores?
I have it bookmarked on my browser because, like, so often with school with essays or something, I'm like, what's another word for extravagant? And I'm like. And I've
There's
really
no other words because it's so awesome. Extravagant.
Yeah,
it's such
right.
A great
like
word.
I've really built my vocabulary, so that's another cool thing. If you want to do that, get a thesaurus. Pro tip.
There you go. That's Lyricist 101.
Yeah,
you heard
there
it right
you go.
Here first.
Makes it a lot easier.
Well, again, we are talking to Sierra Dawn. If you're just tuning in here on UvaldeRadio.net, we are live at the Uvalde Grand Opera House. We call this Texas Country at the Crossroads, as we are at the Crossroads of America, highways 83 and 90, two of the longest highways in the big USA and Texas. So Sierra is playing tonight at Broadway 830, right across the street, and then tomorrow in Concan. Check her out. Is it SierraDawnMusic.com? Is that what you said?
Yes.
The website? Okay. So y'all find out more information if you're listening at home. And man, it's exciting that you're here. What has been your impression so far of our town? Have you had a chance to even look outside or anything?
I mean, not really. I've been here before. I went and floated the river and everything. So I really love it. I love the small town, like the hills. It very much reminds me of like Kerrville or something, where it's just
those hills in Concan can be kind of crazy, man. If you're driving.
Oh yeah, and the other thing that I always know, I'm like, okay, you're in Concan when you lose your reception an hour before you get there, and you can't text or call anybody the entire time you're there. And it's kind of nice because it's like unplugging from reality a little bit. Yeah. And then, of course, you have all the really cool nature and stuff. Like being in Corpus Christi, it's very flat and very tropical. So we have palm trees, we have sticker burrs, and we have coyotes, and all that good stuff. So vegetation isn't as...
Hold on, there's a bison over there. Hold on, I'm kidding.
I'm
just kidding.
Oh my God, I was like,
really
there's no way. I was like, that's an intersection.
Made you look. So.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. So it's nice to see actual trees and everything. So.
And that's one of the great things about Texas is we're like our own country. I mean, like
it's so diverse.
Almost literally, yeah. You
it's
can
amazing.
go 50 miles any way, and it's a completely different landscape. So again, we're really pleased that you're here, made the trip to see us.
Yeah,
so
thank you so much.
Thanks for doing that. I guess we'll do another song, and then we'll come back and maybe you're gonna do another one. You got anything else you can play for us?
Sure.
Okay. So we'll do a quick break by playing some music. We'll come back with more from Sierra Dawn. This is the latest by Robert Ray out of Alice, Texas. It's called Come Home to You, and this is UvaldeRadio.net.
it's late. Oh, boss man is on my case. Don't care what he has to say. Hell, he never liked me anyway. Been thinking about you since I first walked in. Kissing your lips, touching your skin, over and over again. I can't wait to come home to you. See the love in your eyes that makes sweet love to you. Light up the stars tonight. Wish I was holding you, doing what lovers do. The sound of your voice, whispering I love you. Oh, I can't wait to go home to you. Watching the clock, almost quitting time. Counting the seconds, losing my mind. Wishing time were passing by. Just wanna leave this all behind. I close my eyes to see your smiling face. But baby, you're so far away, and I can't take it. I'm going crazy, and I can't wait to come home to you. See the love in your eyes, make sweet love to you. Light up the stars tonight. Wish I was holding you, doing what lovers do. The sound of your voice, whispering I love you. Oh, I can't wait to come home to you. I can't wait to come home to you. See the love in your eyes that makes sweet love to you. Light up the stars tonight. Wish I was holding you, doing what lovers do. The sound of your voice, whispering I love you. Oh, I can't wait to come home to you. Oh, baby, I'm coming home to you.
Texas Country at the Crossroads with Robert Miguel, featuring the best country music from the Lone Star State. Live from Uvalde, Texas, the Crossroads of Texas and America.
And our hearts. I'm Robert. Hey, we're at the Opera House. We've got Sierra Dawn here. You just heard from Robert Ray. He's from Alice, and man, good, great guy. He's got a top 15 song, I think, on the Texas charts right now. Come Home to You is the name of that track. And again, Sierra Dawn is here in from Corpus Christi, and we're excited to have her performing tonight at Broadway 830, tomorrow over in Con-Can at Hippies, Gypsies, and Hops. And that is fun to say. Say it 10 times fast. Sierra, so you got your guitar in hand, and I know you're doing your Facebook Live, right? Is that right? Or are you on something else?
Oh, I was on Twitch, but
Twitch.
I gave him a little taste, and then I was like, okay, I'll see you later.
You're like, peace out.
Yeah, deuces.
Yeah. Chunk the deuces. All right, so Sierra Dawn. So I tried to get you on Facebook Live, but I get no signal in here either. So technology. See, when an old guy tries to embrace it, it never works. It's not that we're stupid. It's just the way it is. Just give me an old analog something or another. I'll be happy. I'm good.
A clock.
I've been in radio since we cut up tape on reel to reel. That's how old school I am. So all this stuff, it's a learning. It's easier. It's easier.
Yeah.
There's a learning curve involved. So you've got your guitar. We're going to get another live performance. What are you going to do for us here?
This song is called "Swear I'm Gone," and I actually wrote it with a group of friends. We were all just it was really interesting actually. We were all just sitting and having a conversation about a bunch of stuff that was going on in life, and I was currently at their house because we were evacuated for hurricane or what? The hurricane. One of the hurricanes. Who knows which one it was by now? Yeah, some kind of catastrophic event that was going on. And so I had evacuated and gone to stay with them, and we were just catching up and all this, and we were sitting there talking. Like while they were talking, I was sitting here writing like notes, like basically lyrics about the conversation we were having, which was super interesting. I've never tried that before, but it really worked out.
What an invasion of privacy.
Well, it's funny too, because after a while I was like, "Hey, does this sound good?" And they're like, "Whoa, that's kind of crazy." You basically turned it into a song. And I was like, "Yeah, like y'all want to help me finish it?" And they're like, "Sure." So, yeah, that was kind of how it panned out.
That must be fun to be one of your friends, just kind of kicking around. Hey, by the way, whatever you do might be a song down the line. Just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever you say can and will be used against you in my music.
All right. So what were y'all talking about before we get into the song? What's the inspiration?
Again, it was like relationship troubles, and so that's always fun. It's kind of like the toxic. This time I'm actually done. It's like I'm not coming back this time. I'm over it. I'm done skis. I'm out. So that was kind of like I was like maybe if I write a song it'll like push it into their brain a little more. So yeah.
All right. Well, cool. We're looking forward to hearing it. Go and give us what you got.
Alrighty, Rooski.
Time to let it go. We can't dwell on something that never flow. I never knew exactly who you were until now. The way you act because you're hurt. I know you want what we had, but it's gone. It's gone. It's not today. It's not tomorrow. It's final time that you have borrowed. It's gone. It's gone. I know you want it, but we can't have it. After all this time, we still don't know where to draw the line. It hurts to end it, but our love we spent it. You said you were over it, but now you're coming back to get it. Ooh, we were coming along, coming along, coming along. And now I wanna be alone, wanna be alone, wanna be alone. I think it's time to let it show. What you said it wasn't real, now I know. I never thought that you would be like this. As hell I'm in disguise, just hopeless. I know you want it, but we can have it. After all this time, we don't know where to draw the line. It hurts to end it, but our love we spent it. Said you were over it, but now you're coming back to get it. Ooh, we were coming along, coming along, coming along. And now I wanna be alone, wanna be alone, wanna be alone. I know you want what we had, but it's gone. I'm gone. I'm not here today, I'm not here tomorrow. It's final time that you have borrowed, it's gone. I'm gone. I know you want it, but we can't have it. After all this time, we still don't know how to draw the line. It hurts to end it, but our love we spent it. You said you were over it, but now you're coming back together. Ooh, we were coming along, coming along, coming along. And now I wanna be alone, wanna be alone, wanna be alone. I swear I'm gone.
Nice. Again, that was Sierra Dawn live here at the Uvalde Grand Opera House. Again, we are upstairs overlooking beautiful downtown Uvalde in the White Room. And Sierra, that was beautiful. That was amazing.
Thank you.
You've got really great control over your voice. You got a cool thing.
Appreciate it.
And I like that you're not doing like these kind of slow, weepy, there's some movement in what you're doing. It's more upbeat.
Don't get me wrong, I really love a good slow song.
Sure,
but, I find a lot of like interest in the irony of like a really fast-paced sad song, or like kind of, I feel like it's really interesting, and it keeps people wanting to listen to it more. Like there's more scenarios in which you can listen to an upbeat, fun song regardless of the context of it than there is to listen to something sad.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it takes a great slow song to be a great slow song, whereas you can have a good fast song and it's going to people's attention just by the nature of the way it flows. So it's good stuff. I really like what you got going on there. So let's go ahead and talk about these songs. Obviously, you've got music. What's the plan on releasing, recording? Is there a timeline involved, or is this kind of like just trying to figure it out?
Right now, yeah. So my plan is kind of within the next as soon as I finish my finals, I'm really wanting to hit hard. Most of these songs that I have written, I already have them recorded for the most part, but I have to go through and really hammer down on mixing and mastering and get them, radio quality, because I don't want to put out something that sounds like it was recorded in my garage, because I can do better than that. I know that I can.
Unless it's a really high-tech garage.
Oh, yeah. Very true. Like Tony Stark style, Iron Man level. So that's the plan. So probably in about 2 or 3 months, I think that's what's going to be going on.
Well, that is sooner than later for sure. Very good.
Yeah.
So I guess we're about to run out of time here. So I guess let's go ahead and talk about the future plans. What's going on for spring and summer? You got any shows that are noteworthy? Anybody that you're lined up to play along with, or cool stuff?
It's kind of hard because I had a lot of really good stuff lined up pre-COVID, so I'm just now getting back to where
we have to rebuild pretty much.
Oh yeah, you have to start from the beginning. So I'm rebuilding that consistent gig basis. So I'm really excited. I hopefully will have some cool stuff coming up. I'll get in contact with Rich O'Toole and see if we can set something up again, because he's a good friend of mine, and he's let me open for him multiple times, and they're really fun. So we'll see what we can come up with. I think it'll be a lot of fun, but definitely look out, because I'm going to be traveling more. So if you're not where I am in Corpus, Austin, Dallas, keep a heads up, because I'm going to be heading your way soon. So
you made it all the way out here, so that shows that you're getting out there. So we appreciate you making the trip over here. It's been a real pleasure. For real quick, last question is, with Corpus, for those of us who've never been, or especially the music scene of it, is there like a music scene going on? What's that musical landscape down?
It is there. It's not as pronounced as it would be, if you went to Austin or Tennessee. It's like some Nashville area. But it is there, and it's fun. It's kind of a very laid back beach, almost like it's very classic rock. It does really well in country, of course. So it's really nice. It's a very chill environment. And then there's like in downtown Corpus, we have a few places where bands can play and stuff. So it is growing. It's definitely a growing community as far as music goes.
I imagine like just people with guitar cases on the corners by the beach just playing, and that's what I imagine.
That would be a lot cooler. I mean, the beach is so hot. No, you don't want to just stand out there.
Not the place for a game.
Your guitar will like literally warp and melt into itself. Like, it's really cool though. And then a lot of times, if you walk down the beach, there's people playing. Like one time we were walking down the beach, there's people playing a trumpet and a guitar and like some stuff. It was really interesting. So it's a really diverse community. It's really fun. So
bring my horn out there. I can just kind of empty my spit valve right there in the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
Gross.
Love that for us Corpus people.
So Sierra, it's been really cool talking to you. Does mom and dad, management want to get on the air and talk about it? Do you guys have any fake and shameless? No. I just want to make sure. Anytime parents are in the room, I try to be respectful and make sure they get the final say.
Oh. She's better than she's talking about. Vocally, she's off the charts.
She is. No, she's a fantastic vocalist.
People need to come out and see her. She's incredible.
We're looking forward to a treat tonight, absolutely. Sierra, seriously, you got a great vocals and
he's not
great
biased
songs.
at all. You know?
No, that's right. It's okay.
No prejudice whatsoever.
The same thing. He said it. You can't say it. You're not allowed to say how awesome
I'm not.
you are. But yeah, so y'all find her at SierraDawnMusic.com. See her live tonight in Uvalde, tomorrow in Concan. And it's been really cool talking to you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We're going to go and play one more song, and I guess it's time to sign off here. We'll see y'all tonight at Broadway 830. Next week, I believe we've got John Hope and William Wallace, kind of a double trouble set of Texas country guys coming in. So y'all hang out for that. More details at UvaldeRadio.net. Here is the latest by Kinfo out of San Antonio. The song is called Plainview, and this is UvaldeRadio.net.
Threw my saddle in the bed of my truck, I loaded her up with all my stuff, hit the highway, and just like that I was gone. Guess forever didn't get here before she changed her mind. Guess I'll never know where it was I went wrong. But I'll be alright once I cross that Texas line, 'cause I heard it's a pretty big place to hide. A little north of Lubbock, just south of Amarillo, there's a place I go to find some solitude. But if you ever change your mind, I won't be that hard to find. Yeah, I'll be right here, hiding out in Plainview. Population 21,388. Make a 389 by the time I get there. Don't need any luck in this old beat-up truck, but I'll just blend right in, and I'll be alright right now, man. I swear I'll be there. A little north of Lubbock, just south of Amarillo, there's a place I go to find some solitude. But if you ever change your mind, I won't be that hard to find. Yeah, I'll be right here, hiding out in Plainview. Maybe someday I'll see you hang around, and we'll catch up on this one old heartache town. A little north of Lubbock, just south of Amarillo, there's a place I go to find some solitude. 'Cause if you ever change your mind, I won't be that hard to find. Yeah, I'll be right here, hiding out in Plainview. Baby, I'm right here, hiding out in Plainview. In Plainview.